Well, it was a headline to warm the hearts of Australian rugby fans. Toulon's Matt Giteau and Drew Mitchell ruled Twickenham in European final. Toulon over Clermont, 24-18 the final score. The two Aussies played dominant roles in locking in a third straight title, and great to have them joining us on Rugby HQ down on the waterfront at Toulon. Drew, Matt, thanks for being with us. Congratulations on yet another title. Did we just drag you out of a bar, is that right?
Well, perhaps, yeah, maybe just one or two. But you know, we've been training for the last couple of days. Obviously, we celebrated pretty hard after the win on Saturday night. But yes, back to business. We've got a French domestic game this weekend, and you know, it's back to training on Monday, training again on Tuesday, and ready to go again on Saturday this weekend.
Now, Gits, you've been there the longest. Describe how big that title is and what it means in your part of the world.
I think here it was spoken about a lot about creating history. You know, not so much for us because, you know, like you said, there's new players that have come in. They haven't been here the whole time that we've been able to achieve the three titles. But I think throughout the town, the people that have obviously lived here and supported this. Supported this team for such a long time. They're always talking about creating history. It just means, it means a great deal to the town.
Drew, talk us through the try. Just unbelievable. Stepping off both feet, and your speed seems to be back. And let's face it, you'd lost some top-end speed here in your last season.
Yeah, thanks, Kearnsey. Mate, I think Kearnsey was probably more looking at the maul from up front, but you know, it's good platform from the boys up front. Sucked in a few of their defenders, and I was just able to hit a line off our halfback, and yeah, I guess after that, I don't know, it was a bit of a blow. I managed to evade a few defenders, and yeah, you know, maybe I got a little bit of speed back, but I don't know, it's just a big occasion. You want to make sure you just get across that line.
Gits, what were you thinking when Drew scored that try? You looked like you couldn't believe it.
Well, I was surprised he caught the ball, actually, Grease. You know, I didn't get too much credit. I actually called the play. So I've been a little bit upset about not getting too much credit for that. But, yeah, it was, it was a phenomenal effort. You know, changing hands, just little skills that most people wouldn't understand that he was able to do for that try. I mean, it's a phenomenal effort to do that all alone. Thanks, Gits.
Gits, it's got the All Blacks talking about it, this change in Wallaby selection policy. They're even calling it the Giteau clause. Michael Cheika seems pretty keen. What's he said to you about getting picked?
It's an interesting question, that one. It's not so much that I know too much about. You know, over here there's a lot of press on it as well, as far as the rules have been relaxed. But for us, nothing's changed. You know, we've got to continue to play the best rugby we can. We've still got the top 14 remaining, and then whatever happens, happens. For us, if we're given the opportunity, it's great. But, you know, it certainly doesn't mean just because they relax the rules that we're going to be chosen. So we've just got to play the best rugby we can. I'm committed to Toulon, and it's not just a line. You know, that's honestly how I feel. I'm just committed to Toulon and playing the best rugby I can. If I was given the opportunity to play for Australia again, that'd be great. If not, then I'd still support them just as strong.
We'll get some of the critics. They're saying it's difficult to gauge a bloke's form out of French rugby. Both myself and Mertz played in France. And what would you compare France rugby to, say, Super Rugby? And could you still be a force here in Australia?
Well, I mean, thanks for that, Greg. But as far as you playing French rugby, you were in Division 2 at the time, so I'm not sure you actually understand the level that we're playing at here. But yeah, it's. I mean, it is different. There's no question it's different. The game over here is a bit slower, I think, than Super Rugby. As far as Test Rugby, it's really, really hard for me to say. The last time I played was 2011. You know, so if I'm chosen, if I'm selected, I'd love to be a part of it. You know, I haven't played at that level, so I don't know if I'm up for it. That's probably the biggest question. You know, I'd certainly love to test myself and give myself every chance to have a go at it. But there's certainly no promises there. You just go out, you test yourself. If you're not up for it, you're not up for it, so you won't be chosen.
Drew, when the ARU changed the selection policy, you were saying, no, this is all about Matt Giteau. But plenty of people are talking about you now. So has Cheika or anyone from the Wallabies been in touch with you?
No, I think it's still very much about Gits. Obviously I scored a try at a pretty crucial time on the weekend, which probably has a little bit Probably some people talking a little bit more about me, but I'm still riding on Giddy's coattails. But as far as Czech getting in contact, we just got a text message just to say congratulations on the effort. His obviously involvement previously in the European Championship, knowing how hard it is to win, let alone a few consecutively, just sort of gave us a text message to say congratulations, to be a part of it. But nothing further than that. But I'm still hoping maybe I can get a bit of a ride on this bloke's coattails.
What's the big boss, Murad Boudjelal, saying about all of this? Because clearly there's no guarantee Toulon will release you without getting a little bit cranky. So have you had that discussion yet?
No, we haven't. I think he's very happy with the win, to say the least. He enjoyed the win just as much as the players. So obviously with the rules changing, like I said, it doesn't necessarily mean that the players over here are who Michael Cheika is after. I think it could even be, for me, it could be the clause for the guys that have signed to leave Australian rugby at the end of this year. That's probably where Michael Cheika's head's at.
What about some of the superstar blokes that you play with? What do they think about Australia changing those rules just to get you back?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's a lot of the focus has been on Giddy. The consideration for this type of thing before the World Cup wouldn't necessarily have happened if people, like Gitz, Georgie Smith as well, weren't at the top of their game, but for an extended period of time. So, there has been a bit of banter around the dressing sheds, but they certainly know that the Aussies are boss in our dressing shed, so they don't give us too much slip because we're pretty quick to hit them back.
Very good. Drew, Matt, it's been great to catch up. George and Mertz have been looking longingly at their old stomping ground there in Toulon. Thanks for your time tonight, and look forward to seeing you maybe in London later in the year.
Cheers. Thank you.
No worries. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having us.